And that's probably one of the big things that separates believers from non-believers is the hope that we have. What is going on, you guys? Today we are talking about joy in the morning on this snippet, and this is Psalm 30. I'm going to read out of the CSB because it helps with clarity. The more literal translations, they use some words that you may not understand. So the CSB, the Christian Standard Bible, this is the Bible I normally use, although I am leaning more towards the ESV these days. But regardless, Psalm 30, joy in the morning. Let's get right into it. I will exalt you, Lord, because you have lifted me up and have not allowed my enemies to triumph over me. Lord, my God, I cried to you for help and you healed me. Lord, you brought me up from Sheol. You spared me from among those going down to the pit. Sing to the Lord, you faithful ones, and praise his holy name. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor a lifetime. Weeping may stay overnight, but there is joy in the morning. When I was secure, I said, I will never be shaken. Lord, when you showed your favor, you made me stand like a strong mountain. When you hid your face, I was terrified. Lord, I called to you. I sought favor from my Lord. What gain is there in my death if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it proclaim your truth? Lord, listen and be gracious to me. Lord, be my helper. You turned my lament into dancing, and you removed my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness so that I can sing to you and not be silent. Lord, my God, I will praise you forever. When I first read this, I thought it was a little bit interesting how he's able to speak to the Lord, because we don't speak to him like this, or at least I don't sometimes. But it gives me hope that I can have a relationship like this with the Lord. He says in verse 9, what gain is there in my death if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it proclaim your truth? Like, what kind of relationship does David have there for him to talk to God like that? It's like a child talks back a little bit, where he's like, what's the point of me going down to hell? Because I'm the only person that's talking about you. I'm the one proclaiming your truth. Why would you bring me down there? And that applies to us. Why would God want to send us to hell when we're the ones talking about his love and his truth and his grace and his mercy? That's what David is saying here when he asks these questions to the Lord. And so that's just a really important piece there between, 9 and 10. It's just like, it's a relationship. It's not anything else. It's a relationship that God desires with us and that David is expressing here in Psalm 30. The other thing, though, too, this is a really good one in verse 5, because he says, for his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay overnight, but there is joy in the morning. When you don't have the Lord, if you are weeping, it really leads into despair. It leads into hopelessness. It leads into depression. And that's probably one of the big things that separates believers from non-believers is the hope that we have. He is showing us and telling us to keep faith in the Lord, to trust and have faith in him, because God is so faithful in his abilities to be merciful to us and to be gracious for us and to provide joy for us because of that. Last thing I want to talk about is his confidence in the Lord, and when he's not with the Lord, the fear that he has. Verses 6 through 7, he says, when I was secure, I said, I will never be shaken. Lord, when you showed your favor, you made me stand like a strong mountain. When you hid your face, I was terrified. Terrified of what? All that life brings, because we operate in fear. So when we're with the Lord, we are that strong mountain. We are on a firm foundation, Jesus says. But when we are not with the Lord, we're terrified, and we operate like it too, with fear, anxiety, and depression. So just meditate on this psalm. This is a really good psalm for you guys to just look at the character of God. I think this is a really good one. And we're going to continue in our journey in the Psalms. I'll talk to you guys at the next one.